Hello, welcome, welcome. We're waiting for our guests to join so we can start the live. Hello, Marja. Hi, Steph. Hi, Robena. So we're waiting for Melissa and we can start our live. Thank you for joining us. Hi. Hello, thank you. Thank you for being here. Yay, so Melissa arrived. Yes, I'm right now. Hello, hi Melissa.
Hi, Bree. How are you?
Doing good, and you?
All right.
Hi. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you for joining us. Well,
Yes.
we can start. So thank you again for being here and sharing knowledge online. Today we have two special guests. First, we have Rovena. She's from Global Young Leaders. Global Young Leaders is an organization United Prevent Youth just partnered with, and we thought this was a good way to start our partnership, talking together in this life. So welcome, Rovena. I'm gonna talk about a little bit about you. Well, she is a crucial part from GYL or GYL since its very start back in 2018 as a research project. She's a core workshop facilitator also in the organization, and she hosts workshops for young people all over the globe. So thank you, Rowena, for being
Thank
here.
you. It's great to be here.
Great. And we have Melissa. She's an United Peruvian Youth member. She right now is a Deputy Director of Strategic Planning at United Peruvian Youth, and she's a licensed psychologist in Peru, and she mainly focuses, or her passions are about human behavior in the workplace. So welcome, Melissa. I'm really happy to have you
Hey,
here.
Rowena. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Melissa. Nice to meet you.
Hey, great girl. So we are gonna be talking about mental health. As the title says, we're gonna tune in with our mental health just in a really casual conversation today. So let's start. Okay. Tell me, girls, why do you think it is important to talk about this topic, our mental health nowadays?
Go ahead, Rowena.
Okay, I can go first. The reason it's important to talk about mental health is because you cannot take the mind out of all the other things you do in life. And with our organization, Global Young Leaders, we talk about a lot of themes like decision making, how can I pursue my passion, how can I make a difference, but also mindset, also challenges, dealing with fear, courage over fear. And what you see is that while you move through life, you are always thinking, you are there as a person, and therefore to know yourself, to know your mind, and to create a mind that is healthy for you, that actually helps you in achieving your goals and achieving, you know, what you go for, whatever that might be, is very important. And what we see is that a lot of the times it's like the world teaches us that our mind is not there, and that the mental part, you know, we just have to deal with ourselves. But it's actually a very core component to success, and to personal success, but also professional success. Because when your mind is aligned with your goals, and you do so in a way that you feel good about yourself, you can be much more effective. And that is why mental health, whatever it means for you, right, because there's no definition, is very valuable to develop and to learn about for yourself.
I do agree, Rowena. It's always an advantage to enjoy good mental health in any endeavor we may begin. So yeah, for me, I think it's important to talk about mental health because I have seen a progress. I remember that years ago, nobody talked about mental health like we do today. So especially older generations, they even went to therapy in the past. So I feel kind of optimistic about this because I finally see that younger generations, youth, is starting to see that it is something normal, that is necessary to take care of our mental health, like going to the dentist, like going to the doctor, is something normal, and that's a good thing. We are making progress, so we can't stop now. We have to keep going, keep talking about mental health because we are just tilting the situation in our favor for our mental health. So I think that is why we keep doing this, like
It's very
giving
true.
this space to talk about these issues.
Yeah, and to grow it. And I agree, it also doesn't always have to be something heavy, right? Sometimes we feel with these things like, oh, mental health, does that mean there's something wrong with me? But by having these conversations, even us and, you know, what we do in the workshops, but you also, by connecting youth, you show that we all deal with these things, and it's very normal. It's a normal part of life.
Yeah, it's a support system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is so true. I mean, and talking about this and opening these spaces like here in our life, for example, we're starting to also try to encourage other people maybe to feel free and talk more about mental health. And that gives me the idea to continue with other question, like how are we, United Peruvian Youth and Global Young Leaders, related to mental health? Because maybe someone can think that a young organization is not related, but how are we related, and what is our connection to this topic? What do you girls think about it?
Yeah, I can go first. I think that we have the same mission, and we work on different levels. So what your organization does, it's really to provide tools, skills, opportunity to make a change, to start projects, and really create something on the ground while connecting people together. And we can then give tools from Global Young Leaders for the mind, for how do you feel, to be connected to yourself, so that you have sustainability in the real world, but also sustainability with yourself. And with Global Young Leaders, we like to tie the idea of mental health to self-sustainability. When you are connected to yourself, you can be more sustainable. So it's important to create sustainable projects, but also to be sustainable yourself. And yeah, you can provide tools on many levels, and that's what our organizations do. And when you can combine, you can share tools even better. So we can give tools to the Peruvian youth, and you can give us tools to share with the rest of the world. And it just assists in each other's mission.
Yeah, that's actually true, Rowena. You're right. Maybe in that matter we are similar because in United Peruvian we also support our members, giving them an space to auto explore, self-exploration, especially in the pandemic, because many young adults haven't had the opportunities we had, like going to events, educational events, or the high school or the university. They haven't experienced the things we have experienced in the same way. So I think it's very important that we as youth organizations provide them a secure space, a not dangerous space when they can practice these skills. For example, in United Peruvian Youth, the last year, in the middle of the pandemic, in the worst stage of the pandemic, we offered a free health campaign, mental health campaign, nationwide, so we can support young adults all over the country. And the clients were just so grateful for that. Also, we carry out projects that also care about this specific matter, mental health. For example, right now we are developing this project to prevent young pregnancy, and they also are taking care of this. Like, what about the mental health of these young girls, right? So yeah, we do a lot of activities to take
Exactly.
care of this.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. We do it, and sometimes we don't even think that we're helping mental health of other people, right? But we just, with our workshops and our work together, and with our partnership too, we are helping to maybe other people be connected, to talk,
Exactly.
to make friends, and especially now that during this time is kind of hard during the pandemic, right? And from our position, how are we supporting mental health? I know we just talk about it, but maybe more specifically what each organization is doing.
Yeah. Um, what we focus on is we create programs for young people by young people to talk about the life stuff, the life themes, the life challenges, things you experience every day that are very normal, but you don't always have a space to talk about openly, freely, but also as the expert, because you are the expert of your own life and you know what works for you or what doesn't. So you have a lot of value to share with other young people. And it doesn't matter where you're from. You can come from Kenya, Peru, or the Netherlands. We all deal with similar challenges. And when you can come together in this really cool space and exchange, you are sharing tools, but you're also gaining tools and new perspectives that then you can take again into your own life. So what our programs do, we host workshops at schools and universities, but we also have a program for young people like you and me that anyone from around the world can sign up for, is really to take more tools, more skills for self-empowerment, for self-actualization into your life, into your everyday life in a way that works for you, in a global way together with young people. So that's how we look to assist to this topic.
Exactly. The highlight of this is cooperation, right? For
Yeah.
example, what you said remind me of another project we do that is called UP Mentorship, where we provide mentorship to young adults. So these young peers that may not have a support system like family or
Yeah,
friends, they do count on ourselves to bring them help. So
exactly.
yeah.
Cool. There's a lot of ways you can do this, but sometimes it's just by providing the space, right? And I had to think about your last story. When you create a space and people come together, then automatically you get new projects or networking or collaboration, and you can
Yeah.
take something into your life that way.
It keeps growing.
Yeah, exactly. You keep going. Yeah.
Yes, and just more ideas come, and that's how we develop even more projects. And we
Yeah.
try to, in this case, in United Korean Youth, to be part of the whole country. But I know like Global Young Leaders is more like globally. But it's great that we, in this path, we found each other, both organizations, and we are keep growing and keep helping young people too. That's awesome.
Exactly.
And well, deepening, can you tell me maybe from your personal experience or professionally too, because well, Melissa's a psychologist. So what are some tools we can use to deal with mental health challenges when we have them? What do
Yeah.
you think, or maybe what you have used that it has worked, and you think that someone that is listening to us right now, maybe they can also use it?
Yeah. One very big tool is mindset, and to look at how am I looking at this situation right now? Am I looking at everything that is not going the way I expected or not the way that I wanted to? Or am I looking at the opportunities and seeing how I can use this to further myself or to further the community that I'm living in? So mindset is a very big tool that helps with mental health. And another one is that when you share, it doesn't matter big, small, or just to share what's on your mind, whether it's with someone who's near or someone far away. it automatically helps to put distance between you and the issue, and you can look at it more clearly, and then also see, okay, what steps can I take to actually overcome this? And sometimes that's by sharing in a group, and then it also helps to see that you're not the only one. And I find that's a big tool for mental health, because sometimes mental health, the unhealthy habits come from staying a lot in your head and worrying about that things are going horribly. And once you see that you express and other people share, and you see, hey, everyone goes through this, then you realize it's not as bad as you thought, and it like calms you down. And that calming is really good, because then new solutions can come up, right? But if you're in the stress mode, you can't see the solutions. So creating that space for yourself when you're alone, or by looking for a support group, you know, casually or in a more serious way, can help you get to that place where you find solutions. And that's very powerful and empowering to experience. Those are 3 tools that I've seen in the work.
Yeah, you're right. It is always important to take a step back and gain a perspective about a problem, and maybe to follow out that idea, the next step should be, why do I do? I see so many people commit the same mistake again and again. They want to do a lot of things at the same time. they got in this project, and then the second, and then the third, and they ended up extremely burned out. So my tool would be, start small. If you want to, let's say, do exercise, start small, just 5 minutes a week, and then you can add up to that. Or maybe if you want to start eating healthier, start small again. Don't try too hard on the beginning, because you are going to fail and you are going to get frustrated. So that would be an advice for me. Start small, be consistent, and be proud of what you accomplish in the way.
Definitely. I always like to say baby steps. It's exactly what you're talking about. But we also see, when we talk about decision making, we see that like every decision, it leads again to outcomes that you couldn't have predicted before taking that decision. And that again leads to a new decision. And it's the experience that teaches you what you want and where you want to move. So you have to go through the movement. You can't just think, oh, I want this, and then get to the goal, right? You have to take those steps, and you have to be kind to yourself as you're taking those steps. And sometimes you fall, but
they exist for some reason.
Yeah,
you have to trust the process.
Yeah,
that's great. I love all those techniques that you're talking about and tools. And specifically what you were talking about, I think in this path of trying to figure out about our mental health, sometimes it can be kind of lonely, because you think personally that you're the only one in the world who is maybe suffering from some issue of mental health, and it's not. And when it was so right, Rovena, when you said, when you seek for help, maybe, or you just talk to someone to this, then you find out that you're not the only one in this path, like talking about, I don't know, anxiety or depression or other things that maybe are happening. And it's great to take these baby steps to talk to someone and be able to communicate this. Or and then always, of course, we need to remember that if we can't do it alone, we need to go to professional health. So, and they can help us a lot, of course, in this path. So it's great what you girls have been talking about. So I'm gonna start doing that, start small, because I'm guilty for burning out, for
Me too.
yeah.
I think all of us, I think everyone
We are very enthusiastic.
Yeah, we're so ambitious, and maybe even as women too, but you're so ambitious to create and to make a difference. But it's good to realize that you're already doing a great job. Like, everyone should tell themselves that you're already doing a good job. Like, look at everything that you're doing good.
So true. So everyone that is listening, everyone is doing a great job. You're on your
Exactly.
Yes. And celebrate your achievements, because sometimes you can think they are small, but no, you only know how hard you work on them. So be happy to celebrate, and take your time and just enjoy the process.
Also, because there's no rules to success, right? Like, sometimes someone can do one project and it can lead them to success. Sometimes it takes a lot of little things. So don't worry too much about if it looks right or if it makes sense, but just trust your feeling, trust your intuition, and move and keep moving, and you will see the outcomes. But you have to keep moving to get to the outcomes. You can't stop before.
Yeah. Don't stop moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. True.
Have
You know,
to make some mistakes in the way, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
we learn in the process, and it's true. I just remember that last year, if I'm not wrong, Melissa, I and a group of other UP members, they did like a guide. I don't know if it was a guide, but with some resources, with some apps you can use in just in case you need it, so you can help in this process of your mental health. So the guide, if you want it, well, it's in Spanish, but if you want it, you can write us on the chat, and we can send it to you. We still have it, and I think in this month that we are celebrating on Sunday, International Mental Health Day, I think it's very important to have these resources and being able to use them. So, well, there is the information. I just remembered that. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, and how, girls, do you think our partnership between Global Young Leaders and United Peruvian Youth can help others regarding this topic, regarding mental health?
Yeah, I think very simple answer, just reaching more people. I think when you connect, you reach more people, new people, and that is very powerful, because then that means that we're sharing our content and our tools, our skills for life, and for sustainability to many more people, and that's very powerful.
I think it's valuable because we make a change of perspective and experiences. Like if I knew Rowena in a more deep way, I could find what experiences she has experienced, and from that I would learn, and vice versa. So that thing is the main about what these partnerships do. They provide this interchange of ideas and
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing that we're here, maybe helping someone that is listening to us. Is great, and thank you very much also for joining. Well, do you have any other comments that you would like to add before we say bye to this live? It's been
Uh,
really interesting to discuss. Like, we need our coffee, our tea, and
Yeah,
take it.
exactly. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think it's very nice to check in like this, and just to show that regardless where you are in the world, you can connect on these topics in a very easy, casual way, and just being yourself is already good enough. And use the tools that work for you, right? If GYL works for you, use that. If United Peruvian Youth works for you, then use that. But just go out and explore, and yeah, that's very cool. Keep working on that.
Yeah, for me, I would say trust the process, like we said, and always remember that if you are struggling too much, it's not necessary to struggle that much. It's always okay to ask for help, maybe from a friend if you're not ready for therapy, or if you are ready for therapy, with a therapist or a psychiatrist, someone really. Anyone can help and listen for a couple of minutes on how we are feeling. So, yeah, never hesitate to ask for help.
Yes, exactly. That's so true. So, we're here for you too, and it's important to know that we are open to listen to you, and it's been incredible to share this live with Rowena and Melissa. Well, you can follow Global Young Leaders, our new partnership in United Peruvian Youth, and we were really happy to be here today. So thank you very much, girls, for your time and for
Yeah.
sharing. It's been incredible to be here. And, well, if you maybe any other comment before we say bye? No?
Well, we have, yeah, I can ask a question, but that's just fun to exchange. Obviously, we're all over the world, but I'm myself from the Netherlands. Is there anything that you see in the Peruvian youth, like a common theme or a common life challenge that comes up in your work that you do, that's maybe fun to share?
regarding mental health or
Yeah, maybe
empowerment.
regarding mental health, like how is it in Peru? What, or maybe something that's unique about Peru in that aspect, like that's nice to share.
Well, it's not nice to share, but we see a lot of people today. For example, I felt very sad to see this news about the disappearance of many women here. So that's a main topic here. For example, women violence. So yeah, that's very characteristic from Latin American, and particularly our country. We have to work on that, and it does impact mental health and a lot of women and a lot of men. So, and young men and young women. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's valuable. Yeah, to know that.
not nice, but it is the reality, and we need to also take care of that.
Yeah, 100% agree.
And well, if people who are listening to us have questions, you can write it and we can talk about that. And well, that's a little bit about Peru. And Rebecca, what about the Netherlands? Or you're there or in New
No,
York?
I'm in at the same time zone, yeah, as the US. What I would say a common challenge that a lot of young people do with is decision making stress that can sometimes even lead to like panic and burnout, because there's a lot of pressure to make the right decision, and a lot of people, they go into their studying without an idea still of what they want to do, and but still feel this pressure of like, okay, I'm spending money, this is my own money, what am I going to do afterwards? I have these loans. Am I going to find the right job? Is it going to make me happy? And is it going to be sustainable? Because there's also big pressure to be sustainable and to create a more sustainably conscious society. And that is impacting very big mental health, because it is a lot of pressure to carry on your shoulders when you're 18 or 22 or even 26 or whatever age. So there's a lot of conversations that are happening about that should be part of the conversation, that should be part of education, to talk about mental health, to be able to share these pressures, and to see where they are coming from in order to release them in a way, so that yeah.
That remind me of another challenge, maybe the stress produced by climate change. I think
Yeah,
our generation is feeling the pressure of doing something with that, and it generates a lot of stress, a
yeah,
lot of fear about the future. And yes, the climate change.
definitely. Yeah, and therefore it's just important to share tools, mindset tools, mental health tools to help you deal with, because most of it happens in your mind, right? Those questions, the stress. So we need tools to deal with it on that level, next to the real world projects that we're doing.
Yes, so true. And
But that's where we are here to support ourselves in this
Exactly,
situation.
because we can do it. Exactly.
journey. Yeah. We have one question is how we can fight against stigma about mental health besides spread information.
Mhm.
The dangers.
I think we should practice on ourselves. Sometimes we want to share educational with other people, but we don't focus on ourselves first. So what I'm doing with myself to generate this awareness about stigma in myself, and then go out in the world and try to teach other people about these stigmas.
Definitely. I also think is to realize that the term is just the term, like it's just the definition we gave it. And at the end of the day, behind the name mental health, all that it means is just making yourself feel better, finding tools to assist you in life. And honestly, who wouldn't want that, right? Everyone wants good mental health, but sometimes we stick so much to the name. Oh, I don't want that because it means that something is wrong with me. And then sometimes it's helpful to go back to the true definition. What does it truly mean for me? And then you can use the word or not, right? But you can move forward for yourself in that way. That has helped me definitely personally, for the stigma that's connected to it.
Yes. because, well, there is still a lot of stigma around the world because it's like a heavy term, right? Mental
Yeah.
health is full. But I think we are progressing. At least I'm happy that right now, maybe a positive outcome of the pandemic is that more people are speaking. We find more maybe psychologists or professionals in this area that use these tools of social media to communicate and to help others. And I think that's incredible. And right now, more parents are seeking help for their teenagers, their kids, and that's the way we start. It's like as Melissa said, starting the life, it's like going to the dentist, going to the doctor. Why not if
Yeah.
we feel bad with a specific thing, go to a psychologist or to a therapist. But not only when I feel bad, right? Maybe
Yeah.
sometimes tools to
Mhm.
just in case, like to
Prevent.
give somewhere, and then when I need them, it's like, oh, I remember in therapy I learned that. So I think
Yeah.
that's also a good idea.
Yeah. Sometimes we say like, you bring your car to the garage to check if everything's all right, to fix the lights. Like, why don't you put yourself sometimes in the garage, right? To assist yourself and your body, see what you need. That's really what mental health is about. Or even sometimes therapy, it's about seeing what do I need right now, and then getting to taking action to get those tools actively. And that's a very empowering thing to do, actually. Gives a lot of self-empowerment.
Yeah, definitely. Therapy is an experience, empowering
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
You're not gonna regret it.
Yeah.
But it also depends. Maybe I would like to talk a little bit about this because there are different like specialities maybe in psychology. So if you go to a therapist and you see that it's not working, there are many other
Approaches.
yeah, approaches. Thank you too. So
Yeah.
that can for you because sometimes it doesn't work one approach, then you can try the other one, and that we also have a variety in psychology. So I think is good to do that.
It's very true. I remember personally when I was in university, I tried yoga for the first time, and I just didn't feel comfortable at all. Everyone was telling me this is good for you. It should be this. You should feel this, and I just remember feeling like resisting this idea, and I didn't connect with the practice. And 3 years later, I found another kind of yoga with a different instructor, and I love it. And it just shows how the energy has a lot of impact. It's not usually about the yoga itself or about the mental health or the psychologist, but just finding kind of your own thing in that.
Yeah, you have to find the right moment.
Yeah.
If you don't feel okay with that, you just
Yeah.
don't go again. Like, for example, someone is
Yeah.
asking,
Mm-hmm.
how can you trust a psychologist again if you had a bad experience in the treatment before? It's like, it's related to what we are talking right now, and it's trying again.
Yeah.
No, there's no there's not a psychologist that is going to be right fitted from the very first moment. You have to try. You have to meet a lot of therapists before you meet the right one.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you don't want to try so many times, do a little research and find out about these approaches that talk Brie a moment ago. Find out what it's psychoanalysis, Gestalt, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
There's a lot of approaches, and maybe like doing your research, you find out that you like this approach and search a therapist that does it. And I feel optimistic about this. You are going to be more connected. You're going to have a better relationship with your therapist if you do research ahead of time.
Yeah. Trust yourself, trust what you feel, and go based on that feeling.
It's like searching maybe for a doctor. You first sometimes you ask people, search for recommendation if it's the right doctor maybe or not. So it's kind of the same, and it's not like a magical recipe.
Yeah.
It works out with the first therapist you see, and if not, then you go and can change and find the right one for you. So just keep going. We just can say that. So if you need it and if you want therapy, then it's gonna be great, and we hope you find the right one. So don't hesitate.
Or if you don't want to go to therapy, maybe you can, there's a lot of resources now. There are apps, YouTube channels, maybe TikTok. I don't know. The other day I was on TikTok and there was a therapist talking about something and it was very educational. There
Yeah.
are a lot of resources today that you can surround yourself before going to actual therapy that can be beneficial to you.
Yeah.
True, so true.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your questions and for being here again. I think now it is the time to say goodbye. It was really interesting and inspirational to hear a lot of perspectives. So thank you very much, Robin, again from Global Young Leaders, and
Yes.
Melissa from United Peruvian Youth. We were really happy to have you here, and I hope we see you not in a very long time. And well, thank you very much. Take care.
Yes.
Nice meeting you, Rowena.
So nice meeting you too, and great to be here. And we'll look forward to the next one. And I know we'll be there for the conference on 13th and 14th November to continue our partnership. So we'll definitely be there as well. And we'll see you soon. It was great.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for being
both.
with us today.
Have a
Bye.
nice evening.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.